Hello, my friends. Welcome back to our mini series on mastering the art of communication, unlocking the secrets to powerful connections. Today is strategy number 4, and I'm so excited because this is the one that's going to be the most challenging for me. You see, I have been crafting this strategy for so long since I began my life in the United States back when I was 14 years old. And I didn't speak English. I didn't have the resources that many of you have to become powerful communicators. I did have a lot of hope that with the hard work that I put in, spending hours poring over my textbooks to graduate from high school and then graduate from college, despite all the challenges and the times when I thought I was going to flunk out of school, that I had this beacon of hope that I would become someone who could articulate her ideas and share what she was thinking powerfully. And thanks to all the resources that I found here in the United States, the people who supported me along the way, people who gave me feedback and who believed in me, I have over the years been able to share my ideas clearly, to collaborate, to contribute to projects, to lead projects, to be a partner to my internal clients within the companies that I've worked, to build beautiful friendships with my colleagues, and to build relationships with external parties like vendors who supported our business along the way. And all of this happened because of this deep belief in myself that I had the potential to become a powerful communicator. So I don't know where you are so far. If you've been listening to all the prior trainings on becoming an effective and influential communicator. If you haven't, I advise that you go back and listen to trainings 1, 2, 3, and then come back to this one, because strategy number 4 is going to bring together so many of the strategies that we already spoke about. This is where we get to put them into practice. So what is strategy number 4? Strategy 4 is crafting a powerful and persuasive message. And that can only happen when you understand your audience inside and out. So your number 1 technique for crafting an influential message is to understand, who am I speaking with? It could be someone in your team, your manager, someone in your organization. It could be a potential client, or it could be a huge group of people, or your place of worship where you will be speaking about something. No matter what the venue is, who is your audience? What are their values? What are their needs? What are their interests? And when you start thinking about them, then you can start crafting a message that will resonate with them, that will be relevant to them. This happens to me all the time when I go to speak at my partners' organizations. I always ask them, what's going on? What have you show them before? What have they listened to? What kind of training have they received? And what is it that they're struggling with that we can bring a topic that is relevant to them? And then here's the crafting your message part. I already promised you I was going to give you a framework to use. I'm going to give you some techniques, and I'm also going to give you a framework for your talk that is an overarching guideline you can leverage to create a persuasive message. This is something I learned from one of my mentors, Pete Vargas, when I took his course, because I'm always learning. And that is what I called the heart, the head, the hands, and against the heart. Are you ready for this? So when you craft your talk, write this down on a piece of paper. Heart, head, hands, heart. Start your message with something that engages your audience from the heart. And typically, this is the technique number 1, stories can do that. Stories connect us to the group that we're speaking with. There's nothing more grounding than when you share with the audience how the topic that you're speaking to them about is connected to you through a story. So for me, personal branding, having to build my brand from scratch when I came to this country at 14 years old. When I graduated college, starting my career as a professional woman, Latina, with 8 years under my belt in this country, building my brand as a professional. Then later, when I became a leader, and how I wanted to be respected and also add the most value and be professional and contribute, etc., etc. Then rebranding myself. When you share a story about how the topic you're there to talk about with your audience is connected to you, you connect into the heartstrings, and that's the heart. Start talking about the heart, the problem you had that's related to the problem they're facing, the dream you had that's related to the dream they have, because you questioned what are my audience's needs and dreams and desires and pain points. So connect to them, to the heart first. Then we go to the head. The head is the main message. That's the meal, if you may, of your dinner. It's the main course. And that's where you share what are the statistics, what is the problem you're trying to solve, what is the strategy you're going to use to solve it. And then you get to the hands. The hands is, what do you want them to do? What is their call to action, as we call it in the entrepreneurial world? What do you want your audience to do with the information you're giving them? I usually give my audience homework where they can go to their private page on my website and they can download their workbook and download the presentation that I gave them and go through the exercises. That's typically my call to action. What do you want them to do? So that is heart, mind, hands, tell them what to do, and finally close your message, your talk with heart again. Make yourself be felt. Tell them you believe in them if you do. Share that we're going to overcome this obstacle. Tell them you're here to support them. The company, the team is there to help them. Tell them you have a vision and together you can make this vision a reality despite the challenges and how you will overcome the challenges. That's closing with a heart story. Close with something that relates to a time when you were in a similar situation as they are, and because of your resourcefulness and ability to connect with each other and bring people together, how you were able to overcome that problem or obstacle, and you got to the other side and you got to see the light at the end of the tunnel. Close with that, and that's a beautiful framework to share your persuasive, influential, touching, caring message with your audience. And that includes any person, whether it's in business or in your personal life. So that is a framework that P. Vargas taught me on how to deliver your message. Now let's go over some of the techniques briefly. I talked about storytelling. So storytelling doesn't have to be a long story. It has to be something that is uniquely yours, that you can share with them about the situation that you're speaking about, the topic that you're relating to them. That's number one, using storytelling. You can use persuasion while you're doing this by bringing in the emotions. I felt scared. I was confused. I was bewildered. I was excited. Those are emotions people can relate to when you are connecting with them, and provide evidence. So if you're saying how the engagement is down, if you're speaking to your managers, then show them the numbers so that they can actually be persuaded that, yeah, what Jeannie is saying is true. There it is. The numbers are loud and clear. So that's another way you can use your influential and influencing skills in relaying your message. Another way to do this in crafting your message for effective communication, so you can convey your ideas more clearly, you can provide feedback to others, you can bring the teams more clarity and alignment so everybody rows in the same direction, which is why we're even talking about communication to begin with. Another way to craft your message is to ensure that you tailor your message to your audience. And if you're going to change audiences, please make sure that you, again, reflect on who is my audience and what do they want, need, value, etc. And you can craft and tailor your message specifically to serve them. Another piece that's extremely important when you talk about crafting your message is when we will address this a lot more in the next training, is when you leverage your confidence to deliver a message with conviction, and then you select how you're going to deliver that message. So for now, this is strategy number 4, crafting a powerful and persuasive message. Use this framework that I gave you, which is heart, head, hands, and heart again, and then leverage storytelling, authentic storytelling, stories that are coming from you about a situation that you faced, that your audience, because you know them, can relate to. Give them the facts. That's the crux of the message. And then give them what to do next. And then again, end with a story. Use your intuition along the way. Be guided. Allow your intuition to guide you as you prepare your messages. And I will touch on this more in the next training, but also make sure that you leverage what we already talked about, the nonverbal cues, to share your message in the right tone, with the right body language that exudes confidence and that enables you to have the impact that you want to have when you deliver that message. There are so many different components to being a powerful communicator. This has been the longest training because the message is everything. And the other pieces that we spoke about are ancillary things that we must also take care of in order for the message to land and to be impactful. And as you continue to join me for these trainings, I am very hopeful that you will be committed to putting into action and executing on the things that we are learning during the training. And I am suggesting that you pick one thing from each of the training videos and choose that one thing that you're going to take action on. Join me for the next installment of the training on mastering the art of communication, unlocking the secrets to powerful connections. In the meantime, if you want to connect with me, you can always find me at callwithginny.com and check out executivebound.com/events for the next set of training that we have available, and many of them are complimentary. Live with purpose, live with joy.